Hello guys and welcome back to .NET in Minutes. Today we are talking about architecture, not the building kind, but the way we organize our code. If you have ever heard terms like layer architecture or clean architecture and weren't sure what the difference is, this episode will make it crystal clear. We'll break down both patterns, compare their pros and cons, and figure out when to use each. By the end, you will know exactly how to structure your next .NET project the right way. Why architecture matters? Let's start with a simple question. Why do we even care about architecture? Because architecture is what decides how your app grows, how easy it is to change, and how painful it is to debug later. Good architecture helps teams collaborate, keeps features independent, and prevents that moment every developer knows. The one where you look at your code base and say, yeah, we need to rewrite this. So, before diving into clean versus layered, let's understand the mindset behind them. The layered architecture. Layered architecture, sometimes called entire architecture, is the traditional one. It's simple, clear, and has been around for decades. You usually see layers like this: presentation layer, handle UI or API endpoints. Business layer contains business rules. Data access layer talks to the database. Each layer only communicates with the one directly below it. It's like a sandwich. Data flows from the bottom database to the top UI and back again. The beauty is its simplicity. Strength of the layer approach. Why do so many apps still use it today? It's easy to understand. Even junior developers can grasp it quickly. It separates content clearly. It works great for small to medium projects. It's fast to build and simple to deploy. For example, a standard .NET Web API often follows this pattern: controllers to services to repositories to database. It's reliable, familiar, and easy to maintain when the project is small. Weaknesses of the layer approach. But it's not perfect. When your project grows, layer architecture starts to show cracks. The layers become tightly coupled. Business logic can get stuck inside the data layer. Changing one layer often breaks others. Reusing code across layers becomes hard. It's like building a skyscraper on a foundation made for a house. It works at first, but scaling becomes painful. Enter clean architecture. Clean architecture is popular because of Robert C. Martin, Uncle Bob, flips this concept on his head. Instead of layers stacked top to bottom, think concentric circle, with the core domain at the center. At the heart, you have entities, domain models, pure business logic, no dependencies. Then, use cases, application layer, orchestrates behavior. Then, infrastructure layer, implements database, APIs, external services, and finally, UI layer, the delivery mechanism like controllers or views. Dependencies always point inward. Outer layers depend on inner layer, never the other way around. Why clean architecture works? Clean architecture biggest strength is independence. Your core business logic doesn't know or care about frameworks. You can swap the database, UI, or API layer without touching the domain. Testing becomes easier. You can mock dependencies and isolate logic. It scales better for large teams and enterprise systems. It's not about more layers, it's about direction of dependency. The downsides of clean architecture. Now let's be real. Clean architecture isn't free. It adds complexity. It requires discipline and experience. For small apps, it can feel like overkill. It increases boilerplate, more folders, more abstractions, more interfaces. So, while it's incredibly powerful, you shouldn't force it into every project. Use it when your codebase needs to live and evolve for years, not weeks. When to use each. So, which should you choose? If you are building a small project, internal tool, or simple API, use layered architecture. It's fast, easy, and does the job. If you are building something large, multi-module, or expected to grow, go clear architecture. It keeps things flexible, modular, and easier to maintain long term. Remember, simplicity wins until complexity becomes necessary. To recap, layer architecture is simple, linear, and great for smaller systems. Clean architecture is flexible, scalable, and built for the long run. Both have their place. The key is knowing when to switch. Thanks for tuning into .NET in Minutes, where we take complex ideas and make them crystal clear. See you in the next one, guys. Please give me a like, comment, and a subscribe. Bye bye.